start this over again.
Take two?
Yeah, take two, man, because, the producer over there, he's doing a terrible job today.
Yeah.
He ain't in his element today.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hey, man, all it takes is one time. That's all it takes.
Once.
One time.
I was thinking about the song like I ain't finna tell my age. Cause back in the day they used to play this song. Do you remember what was the name of that movie? It was a romantic movie, one of those relationship movies. And like once, twice, what's Lionel Richie? Three times the lady.
Sounds like an 80s movie.
Yeah, but it was on it was on Sweet 16. You don't remember that movie? Where they caught crabs and stuff like that, and he was in love with this one girl.
I haven't seen that.
My bad. That's off topic. But but like I say, I was watching on YouTube and stuff, looking up some different things, and I noticed that people hold themselves to this status of how much money that a person make. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking to myself, and I was wondering, like, how many guys would be comfortable with their woman making more money than them? Because in this day and age, women do make a lot more money than most men. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
So as a man, how would you see it? Could you date a woman that make more money than you?
It really depends on our relationship. The way I see it is if she makes more money than me, but we've had like I've known her for a long time, or we've had like a lasting friendship or like a relationship before I've gotten like into the relationship with her. If I feel a certain way about her, I could look past it. It's not really a big deal. But if I felt like, say you're dating somebody that might have like a competitive nature and you feel like you need to compete with them, I don't think that I'd be cool with somebody that I would feel like I would have to compete with, like financially. Like if I'm with somebody, I really just want it to be a free, open, like free space for us to just kind of be ourselves.
So let me ask you this. So in a household,
yeah,
as a man, do you feel like a man should lead the relationship?
Me personally, I do. I do feel like the man should lead the relationship because I grew up with the belief of like the man should be like the pastor of his household. So I do believe that, but it is kind of tricky because if you're not
don't be scared.
If you're not, I'm not scared. This is what we came for. But the situation is like that. That's also a traditional belief. So if you don't have a traditional household, it can be kind of tricky. Well, because the person that is the breadwinner is going to feel like they're the ones that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They're the ones that are going to be calling the shots.
Well, that's what I'm saying. People want traditional, but they want traditional in things that they want, versus not for them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, they just want it their way.
Because, I just feel like, okay, I met a chick a while back, and she made more money significantly, however you say that word. We're going to work on that.
Significantly?
There we go. Yeah, we're going to work on it. But she made a hell of a lot more money than I did.
Yeah.
Right? And it was kind of intimidating, bro. Like, dead serious. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. It was kind of dead. That was the first time I've ever been with someone who made more money than me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Majority of the time I dated women who didn't make more money than me. So it was never an issue.
Yeah.
But that was the first time that ever happened. And I saw how things changed in the in how I communicated when I realized, like, oh, this girl get it in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you like that. And it was different. And I think the intimidation of it made me act different, so it kind of like turned her off and made her do something else.
Okay.
She lost interest.
She could kind of tell that it made you uncomfortable.
It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It made me uncomfortable. Would it bother me now? Because I used to say back then it wouldn't bother me, but it did. It actually did.
When you actually got faced with it, it bothered you.
It bothered me.
Yeah.
It bothered me when I had to face it. But I will say, as things got better for myself and understanding like money isn't everything and, being in a position of where I had it, it wouldn't bother me now. I think that if you were the person that understands that I still run this household, because I'm in charge. I'm in charge because I've been in a relationship that the woman tried to lead and I kind of was compromising on everything, and you run the risk of not having any control in your household because once a person loses respect for you, you've lost that person. You have to continue to keep the respect regardless on if they make more money or not, because we think with logic, so we don't really get caught up into the emotional state of everything. Women are not built to really take care of households. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're built to be taken care of and to like maybe take care of a household as far as like clean and make sure food is done and stuff like that. But now you have more of the modern women that going out to work and having these careers. So they don't even know how to take care of a household. So who's going to do the housework? Who's going to make sure things are done at the home? Not saying that it can't be done, but y'all have to find some type of compromise. Yeah. Like if I do the trash and I do the yard and I make sure that this is done, as far as your car always gassed up and stuff like that, I need you to at least make sure there's food on the table and stuff, and maybe I'll wash the dishes and stuff. It's just you got to make a compromise. I think too many times people want it to be traditional, and it's kind of hard nowadays because women are making more money, and women are out here living independently, and they believe like now also that a lot of women believe that men are expendable, and all we really good for is our penis.
Pretty much.
Yeah. They feel like they can pay their own bills.
Been hearing that a lot lately.
That's what I'm saying. They can pay their own bills. They can do whatever they want to. All you need to do is just come and provide penis.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's a real bad way of thinking, because there's a lot that men bring to the table. Men bring a lot of we bring guidance.
Yeah, and discipline.
Women don't have a lot of discipline. Now, you do run into something that does have discipline, but not often. You know what I mean? So that's just something that I just feel, so I can see it on both ends if a man don't want to do it just because of his pride. Because, I mean, it kind of knocks your pride down a little bit because we've always been the breadwinner.
Yeah, and
every
that's
time not the case now.
And every time you get in a social setting, you're going to be hearing comments. Like, people are going to make, like, little remarks and shit.
If they don't know your business, then it won't be a big deal. But it depends on what type of profession she in. Yeah. And then people understand, like, oh, she making good money.
Yeah, well, I have an example because I went to church with some people where his wife was actually like into like she had a corporate job, and he really just he worked at a car dealership taking pictures. Yeah. He wasn't even selling cars. They didn't even let him. They didn't even let him sell cars.
So he was just taking the pictures.
He was taking pictures of the cars, and he was the one that put them on the website. He went up there like 3 times a week, and people knew based on his job versus her job, like who was really making the money. Yeah. So it could be like, even if people don't really know your business, if they at least know what you do versus what she does.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they got an idea of what job description,
they can get a good idea.
They can get an idea about who's making the money.
Hell yeah.
But you just can't allow that to play a big part in your relationship and in your family. You just got to understand that's just how you pay stuff and that's how you get things. So, but that shouldn't control who's going to be the head of the household, who's going to actually run things around there.
Yeah. That's what you're saying.
That's my take on it. You know, that's how I see it. I just feel like it shouldn't be a problem, but I think that, and then also women can be cocky, just like men can be.
Yeah, they start talking their shit.
Because then they're gonna expect certain things from you, and that man may not be able to because his goals may not be the same goals that you have, if that makes sense. Some people have more ambition, and that woman may lose interest because he doesn't have that same ambition.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't have you know, the one thing I will say, I'm not a Tyler Perry fan, but he did make one good movie that I could watch over and over. Was The Family That Prays. And the reason why is because that was a great example of a guy who loved his wife. His wife was cheating on him with a guy who made more money that was from a wealthy family. And she felt so felt so much more than him. It's like she was better than him. And felt like he was just dumb and this and that. You can't start no business. You're not confident enough and stuff like that. It showed all that because she made more money than he did. He was on the construction side and he wasn't making a lot of money. And she had more respect for the man who actually was making more money. And so those type of situations can come about too. You know, they meet someone at the job of just being in the circles that they are and they run into people who make good money, and that could be a problem.
Yeah,
you know, because some
especially
people,
when they get tempted. Because I think with that movie, she wasn't going for it at first, and he ended up like persuading her. Is that correct? Is that right?
Well, no, she was already going for it by the time that what we saw. They didn't go through the whole process of that. They just showed her going to lunch and stuff with him and stuff like that. They just kind of like jumped into it. It was like a jump into it type of thing, but. Like I said, it kind of showed that type of stuff going on in that movie that, you know, people respect the amount of money people make. Like that's something special. You know, that's really not that special. Yeah. Even though people you need money to live, but there's more to living than just making money.
Yeah. So you're saying people get kind of too caught up in identifying with what they make.
Exactly.
I agree with that because I don't necessarily think that what you make aligns with your moral value. Like what you bring into a relationship and what you bring into a household does not necessarily like it doesn't necessarily like line up with how much you make, because there's a lot of people that are poor that don't have a lot of money that teach their kids great values, you know.
Exactly. And some of those kids come out of those environments and be successful. It seems like you gotta go through a lot of shit before you can be successful. Yeah. Because you understand the amount of work it takes to get out of that situation, and you want to get out of it so bad that you work extra hard. I've noticed that privileged kids like are really sorry. Yeah. A lot of them sorry. So it could be a gift and a curse. Yeah. You know. Yeah. In some ways.
Yeah. No, it can't be.
Yeah. So, hey. That's been our show. And if you like the show, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. You know who you're talking to. I'm Kel.
And I'm Jake.
And you have been kicking it with Kel and Jake.